And Alan Dillon, you have nothing to say. Have you anything to say? Because I'll tell you something. Fine Gael's head office in Dublin is that full of paperwork about the corruption and the protection that's going on with CRH. I'll finish a few points. Now, let me tell you more.
Well, General Election 24 is now upon us. A couple of weeks ago, I was asked to attend a meeting in a housing estate in Westport, County Mayo, that is riddled with pyrite. Needless to say, being election time, all the politicians were there, all the parties, and really, campaigning for themselves more than worrying about the victims is the way I would maybe cynically put it. Brendan Conroy from, he's councillor, Fianna Fáil councillor. Brendan was a bit unhappy with what I was saying. He tried to maintain that the meeting was about the victims. And of course it was about the victims. That's the very point that I was making. But, these victims have been shafted by Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael over many, many, many years. And if the victims were the main concern of these politicians, well, then they would have done something about it. Not this totally dysfunctional half-hour scheme that's put in place. It really annoys me. In fact, I got somewhat angry. And I believe I was right to get as angry as I did, because I know what I'm talking about. And these politicians looking down at the victims and promising this, that, and the other, because the victims have no other way. The victims are victims, and they don't even have a legal recourse, or meaningful recourse, in Ireland. So, you can maybe listen to the highlights of, the meeting and, me getting very, very angry, and, see what you think. But, I would not be voting Fine Gael or Fianna Fáil in this election, because they are destroying everything in front of us in this country and have been doing it for many years. Thank you.
If I could come in for a couple of minutes and tell some home truths. My name is Seamus Maye. I've been attending Dáil Éireann extensively for 40 years, and I've been involved in the cement and concrete industry for longer than that. And the issue that we all have, and that you're being abused about, is corruption. I watched the RTE programme the other night. It was very good. Very good. Except, of course, it left out the elephant in the room. Who caused this problem? Who caused it? Anyone know? The cement, concrete and quarry sector, which is dominated and controlled by CRH. The largest construction materials company in the world, is making billions upon billions upon billions. And they have a seriously corrupt relationship for the last 50 years with Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil and anyone else who was in government, and I'm including Labour and I'm including the Greens. Dáil Éireann is a circus, because I've been in and out too many times. None of them are going to do anything for you, because I'll tell you what to do. You said that the government did nothing. Yes, the government did. They are protecting the people that caused this problem. They're corrupt.
Well said.
And that's every single politician, because I've been around all the parties. And they're making idiots and idiots out of you all, and out of the whole lot of us. So why?
Well said.
Sorry, Mr. Dillon. Why? Why have you such a corrupt relationship? Why are you not going back after CRH? Can you answer that? We've got to change the way we're approaching this. Because guess who's paying for it?
Yeah.
The taxpayers.
Yeah.
All the taxpayers in the country are being handed a bill that's not theirs. The bill belongs to the people that supplied the concrete blocks.
Yes.
And Alan Dillon, you have nothing to say. Have you anything to say? Because I'll tell you something. Fine Gael's head office in Dublin is that full of paperwork about the corruption and the protection that's going on with CRH. And it's the same with Fianna Fáil, and it's the same with the Greens and Labour. I can't say much about Sinn Féin because they have never been in power, but I am not encouraged at all by the Sinn Féin approach to this. Leinster House is a circus, and you all need to wake up and go after who we need to go after.
It's easy to shout from the hilltop and say that there's a problem and government aren't doing anything about it. This scheme, while It's not perfect. It is a grant of last resort for every single one of you. And our heart goes out to each and every one that is actually impacted on it. And we've heard the story in relation to poor regulation, and we get that. But I absolutely dispute any type of corruption with any political parties in that regard. Absolutely.
Careful here.
I say to you now, if you wanted to implement change and you think Dáil Éireann is a circus, put your name on a ballot paper and put yourself up for election.
So there you have it, folks. Mr. Dillon didn't have much to say for himself, except to ask me or invite me to join the circus, which of course I have no intention of doing. Mark my words, this pyrite, defective concrete blocks, deleterious materials, whatever you like to call it, this crisis is going to make the National Children's Hospital look like a small pimple. So please, give consideration to getting this 100-year-old political cartel out to hell out of Leinster House. That's my advice. Thank you.